Welcome back to the Make a Baby podcast. I'm Carolina Sotomayor, your podcast host and Reiki womb healer. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I am holding space with my dear friend Nicole, and we're going to have a little chitty chatty chat, and we're going to be doing some channeling and see what comes up. She has her questions. She has not given them to me, and I think that that's in the phase where it's better, because then the channeling is either going to be more evidential for her, more validating for her, and actually easier for me, because then I don't have to second guess myself. Okay, Nicole, so how are you today?
I'm great. I have a day off. I can't complain.
That's amazing. Okay, so tell listeners where you are in the world. Where are you?
Yeah, I'm from Ontario, Canada.
I have a lot of Canadians.
Mm-hmm.
Our podcast ranked in Canada. Maybe you're the one that's listening to it so much.
I do listen to it every time it comes out.
No, but I got this past week we ranked in Canada like top 100. You're doing a good job.
Yeah.
I know we have a few Canadians. So maybe you're the person that's listening to it all the time. I imagine there's one person in every country.
Yeah.
Okay, so today I wanted to do a chakra scan in addition to channeling your spirit baby. For those who don't know, chakras are energy centers that are located in your body. Your energy centers control different aspects of your life in your body. You have 6 that sit on your spine, and the 7th is at the top of your head, which is called your crown. So every chakra should be open and spinning or flowing. They're on both sides of your body, the front and the back, and they're like cones. They get the closer they are to your body, they're smaller, and then further out, they get bigger like a cone. Every chakra has a color, and we want them to be connected to each other for optimal health. When we're trying to conceive, because that's what we're here for, to make the babies with Reiki, is we want the sacral plexus chakra to be open when you are trying to conceive. And that means is that your womb, your uterus, your ovaries, all of that is in a harmonious state. And that also means that when it is open, the positive consequence of that is you feel emotionally safe to feel your emotions, to express them. You feel creative. Your hormones are balanced. You feel like you're worthy of things, and you're usually more connected to your soul, and because your soul is sitting in your womb. And so many other juicy, great, good things: good libido, balanced libido. My favorite's emotional safety, because if you can feel emotional safety within yourself, so much other good things can come. It also means that you're more likely to be grounded. So we're going to go ahead and move through every chakra. Let's see here. Go ahead and take a deep breath in with me. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And listeners, you can too. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Expand your lungs. Hold it for a count of 2, 3, 4. Now exhale. Okay, so I'm going to start at your roots. And your roots from the tip of your tailbone all the way down to your feet. So like your legs, your thighs, your knees. And the word that comes up for me, which I've never gotten for you before, I've never really gotten this word, is that you're ready. It feels like you've gotten, and your root chakra is responsible for house, home, career, everything that would make it possible for you to exist in this world. And then the chakra is also responsible for lack, like scarcity versus abundance. So like that perspective. So if you're sitting in scarcity or if you're sitting in abundance, but it feels like the word. Okay. So the word for me was ready. And when I visualize your chakra in my third eye, from your tippy end of your tailbone to your feet, it's across your knees. So it feels like, were you storing a lot of stress in your knees before? Because it feels like it feels like you've done a really good job at there's a very strong connection between your crown chakra, which is your mindset, and your beliefs and connecting to the divine, but your root chakra is really important to the crown chakra because it is what confirms you're grounded and in your body. But it feels like there's been a shift. This chakra does not feel stressed, and it does not feel stiff. And it has felt like there's been, I don't think I've ever used these words to describe your chakra before, but it feels like there was stiffness and rigidity there, and now it feels more, there's a difference between being rigid and hard and just being firm and like being strong in a stance. You know the difference, like, you know what, you getting what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's what this feels like when I see the word ready. I literally see the word ready across your knees. So it feels like whatever work you've done regarding scarcity versus abundance, and like what it is for your beliefs around money, car, house, family. And again, it's the presence of these things. It's like the presence of a family, but it's not the family relationships and the beliefs that come from them. That's actually your womb. But this feels like so good.
Yeah.
So good. Like you feel very like secure. Like this is like, I'm ready.
I do feel that way. I recently just stepped down from a big job thing.
Yeah.
No more leadership for me. So I felt like a weight was lifted off of me. And ever since then,
Wait, can you repeat that part? Because you zoned out. So like you
sorry,
stepped down from your leadership position and then what?
I just felt like a weight was lifted off of me and like
Mm,
throughout my whole body. Like I would say even my knees, like it just,
okay.
yeah, I feel ready.
That is, I would adopt that as something you often say to yourself.
Okay.
I am ready. It feels really like warm to me. Like when you say like, when I was having a lot of panic attacks, like at different times of my life, that's the consequence of like severe trauma for me, is it's panic attacks for me. Is I adopted the phrase "I am safe," and then I would do a breath, and then I would say "I'm safe," take a breath. I am safe, take a breath, to help regulate myself. So it feels, not comparing like panic attacks, but like is the method of like coming back into your body if you are not in your body for whatever reason, like if someone triggers you or upsets you, or if you're anger, or if you're out of alignment, just be like, I'm ready. I
Okay.
am ready. And to say it throughout the day. I often say I am safe throughout the day. I say other things like I'm a good decision maker, depending on what I'm healing at the moment. Right now my phrase is I'm in charge of my peace.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I'm in charge of my peace. Which means I better like, because that also means I better make good decisions because I'm accountable.
Absolutely.
So for me, your womb is very open. This is like probably the healthiest I've seen your womb. It's kind of shiny. Like I
Oh,
have like, this is good. It feels like a lot of fear has been released on the back. Something that your womb is saying, I don't think I've ever heard the voice of your womb before, is
no.
it's time for you to talk to your inner child.
I've been working on my
And
inner child, but not talking to it, but definitely visualizing and seeing me
I'm
as
going
a,
to tell you a secret.
yeah.
Um, in the membership, we're going to do that. We're going to do a inner child to our inner child from our heart healing. That's going to be our bonus call this month. I didn't realize I was struggling with my inner child, and we never stop healing, right? But like the
Mm-hmm.
things I've been transitioning through since this spring, I can totally relate to like shutting down and stepping down from leadership role. I shut down my marketing agency, and it was just such a huge weight. Like I was just literally physically less stressed, like carrying it was really stressful, and carrying all those people with me, like the clients
Mm-hmm.
and the staff. But my inner child, I recently did a healing session with this healing coach this week. I did it on Wednesday
Okay.
for 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
And I want to bring the same concepts that she did with me. It changed my life. I didn't realize how angry I was in certain situations, that when I was triggered, that she was triggered. My 9-year-old self was triggered.
Wow.
And I have been peachy keen since I'm in such, and again, I know the consequences, that there's a 3-day high after our healings. So I feel like inner child is important. Does age 5 mean anything to you?
Yeah. I visualize myself as 5 quite often.
Okay, so that's validation that comes up. Do you want some tips on to work with her when you are doing your own work with your inner child, or no?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so how this would be good, it'd be 1, comfort means safety in physical form. So I need you to be in a place that you find safe. That's really important when you're doing your own inner child work. And that looks different for everyone. Blanket, dog for me, water bottle. Stanley Cup is emotional support water bottle. So, and I have this one space on the couch, or I go to my spot in my bed.
Mhm.
And again, those elements provide comfort to me, which means I feel emotionally safe and physically safe. That's really critical for setting up for you to have the best journey, is really what I want to call it. Then I want you to either do some breath work to get in your body. And then I want you to travel back with like either a meditation or your eyes closed into that age that you want to visit her.
Okay.
Then what I want you to do is sit and visualize your adult self is in the environment where your 5-year-old self is. So if she's in your home or if she's in the gym at the school, be your adult self in that space with her.
Okay.
And then hold space for her and see what comes up and wait for her voice. And you want to probably suspect like a 3 to 4 minute period after like you've grounded and you got in that environment. Give it some time, like 3 to 5 minutes, I would say. Like literally sit in it. And then receive it. Then you receive it, and as an adult, then you're going to hold space for yourself. So you're really and then from there, you're going to want to come out, and then you're going to, and like as an adult, you want to process what you received.
Mhm.
Then ask her again, go back in and ask her again, are you ready to change it? Like you want to get the inner child's permission. So whatever she described or whatever she told you, you want to like let her have the chance to say how she's feeling.
Mhm.
So then you're going to be like, I want to know if you are ready to change it or release it. Are you ready to heal it? You need permission from her. That's that's the cornerstone of the success in this.
Okay. Yeah, I never knew that.
I didn't either. I didn't know, because it's about giving her autonomy. It's about giving her a voice. And 75% of the inner child wound is that there was no voice, and she didn't matter. There was no value. There was no placement of her.
Makes sense.
And
Oh.
I had done a lot of talk therapy around her relationship before, but I hadn't tended to my inner child a long time.
Yeah, ditto. It hasn't been till recently. And it's beautiful. It usually ends with tears, you know?
A lot. Yeah, no. I got really exhausted. This was one of the biggest, I think just to the day I died, this was one of the biggest transformations for me. And I was exhausted. I couldn't do anything else Wednesday. I was like kind of spent.
I bet.
I was a vegetable and I rotted on the couch. And I was like, I'm just gonna drink here and eat my food. But I think accounting for her, to get back to the process,
Yep.
is And then once she confirms yes, most likely she'll say yes. If she doesn't, then you stop the process.
Okay.
And then you say, what do you need now? And you don't want to, because if she's not ready to release it, and that's possible, but most likely she's going to say yes, because your subconscious is bringing this up for a reason. So if she says no, then the next question is, what do you need right now to feel safe and comfort? And then wait for the response. And then most likely it's going to end with a hug. Like you're going to visualize hugging her. And then you're going to say like, you know, I'm safe. And then you're going to say all the things that you wish you were told when you were 5.
Okay.
I will never leave you. I will always hug you. I'm always going to check in on you. I'm always here. I always love you. And that's never going away. So things like that. If she says that she wants to release it, you can visualize what you're going to do, because she's probably going to guide you to do that, like in the environment. It might be, and don't there's no wrong answer how that looks. For me, my higher, and then there might be other people who show up for you, just like, you know, in a guided meditation. Who showed up for me was my higher self, my Reiki guides, in me, and I carried her, and then they carried me.
Oh, beautiful.
And then we left. And then I got messages as we were leaving. So just be open to, and this might be a little bit harder to do because you're doing it alone, but that's like the complete process of like a good inner child journey.
Okay.
To get completeness.
Love it.
Because then she's not stuck there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then the trigger, like my trigger for my 9-year-old self, which I didn't realize, this is a complete blind spot for me. And it's really good sometimes to work with someone, like to have support, like we do in the Make a Pave membership. Because I mean, even for me, this healing coach was talking about things I'm interested in, but has mastered them. So she's further along in her journey than I am. And I was like, oh, yeah, I could see. The student always finds the teacher. The teacher never finds the student. So that also works for healing. Yeah, so true. So true. Yeah. Okay, so that's what your womb wants to do. Let's move it up. So if I move up into your abdomen, I feel like, okay, so this is going to be a little weird, and you don't have to answer this. You could just like take note of it because it's really personal. So your solar plexus does seem really strong to me, but your lower abdomen, either that's like still sacral, it feels a little like either bothered or I don't want to use the word inflamed, but like your lower digestive tract. So like I don't know if that is like bothersome, or like if you have problems with your digestion right now, or if there is like any irritable symptoms. But you're Reiki attuned. So what I would like you to do is there's this motion where you can go like this. You take your hand and sweep.
Yep.
I want you to do that every day, probably until for the next 3 days. Okay. Just like either if there is none of that physicality manifestation, which I hopefully I'm wrong and not, there is some like stuck energy there that I would like you to move out. Okay. That feels good to me. Your solar plexus, this feels really good. I want to give you really strong kudos. This is feeling like you know, when it like, I don't know why I'm getting this picture, but like you've done a really great job. This is like A+ work. Like you feel like strong, capable, aligned. You feel more like, it feels like you feel like yourself, and it feels like you are like everything's falling into place. Like I did all the things, but also like just because you did all the things, there's not this, it feels like you've also let go of control. Yes. So that things can fall into place. It doesn't like, you know, sometimes people say, I've done all the things, so why didn't this work out? And then there's like this anger or bitterness. And, you know, that's valid. But the most feminine thing we can do is receive. And it feels like you've gotten really great at that, which means you've gotten really great at feeling your emotions, feeling confident in how you feel and expressing them. And then that allows you to ask for more accurately what you do need.
Yeah. No, I don't want fear to control my life anymore. It has for too long. So yeah, like last summer, I didn't even go to the beach, which is like my grounding, like water is very grounding to me. And because I was too scared, I was pregnant in the summer and unfortunately ended in a miscarriage, but
I'm so sorry.
yeah, but I wouldn't even go to the beach or go for walks because it was just like fear just took over. And I don't want that anymore in my life, like moving forward. Yeah.
This is huge. So all 3 chakras are open: your root, your sacral, plexus, solar plexus. Now on your heart, it does feel open, but it feels like you have some heaviness on your left side of your chest. So for me, this would indicate more work on your relationship with yourself, which is different than inner child. So like when you like think of your relationship with yourself, think of it as like the relationship you would have with your friend. And if I were to ask you, hey, how's it going with so and so, your bestie, and you're like, and describe it in that way, like when you think about it, like the health of it, like the status of it, like where you're at, like what's the current state of it. Think of it that way.
Okay.
I think it'd be easier if I could frame it in that way, that example. Like, how is the health of your relationship? I feel like that will take care of itself with all the work that you're doing. The more you connect with your inner self, it feels like you are collecting pieces. They're all there. The pieces are not with other people, which is really great because there's no soul retriever. But I feel like as you're doing these things, it's like as you're collecting the pieces that are already there, it's as if you're putting yourself together again. But then there's acknowledgement, there's honor, and then there's like a reconciliation of everything. But the pieces are all with you, which is really good. It doesn't feel, and that's a great confirmation because that means you've taken your power back from other people.
Yeah.
And that for me, just knowing like the things that you and I have worked on, I'm really proud of you.
Yeah.
No, like really proud of you because I know what you have worked through. I got goosebumps. You have goosebumps.
Yeah. I feel like tears are going to come.
I'm really proud of you, like that. So then I want to ask, how's your relationship with your partner?
It's, to be honest, the best it has been in a long time.
I was going to say, that's the answer I was expecting.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm very blessed. He is great.
But I find like the best work of the work that you're doing, this womb work, is the happier that you get and the more whole that you become, the better your relationship gets. Like when you thought in your past, oh yeah, he's a great partner, he loves me, I love him, we're in a good place, but now you're great. It's so different when you're like, wait a minute. Okay, so your throat, on the backside of your throat chakra, this is what comes up for me. I think you're still scared of judgment and what people would say. That needs to be worked on. So and this is going to come from this is going to like, and remember, everything's in layers. So like you've established all these new patterns. You might, then what's going to happen is you're going to deepen them. So like the emotional safety that you've implemented and living with no fear, but now you have to speak with no fear.
Yeah. That's powerful.
Yes. You could approach it from a masculine point of view, which is not bad. I don't think masculine's bad at all. It is that you could do it in certain areas of your life first, and then you could just like branch out. I mean, if you wanted to apply a strategy to it. if you're that kind of planner, and start with, because once you have confidence and you've like proven had small wins, so maybe you're going to start with your partner, and then you'll start with your mom or your dad,
right,
or a friend, or whatever order makes sense to you. And then you'll branch out from there. And then like I had to, most podcasters don't like the sound of their voice. And most podcasters, I think 80% of podcasters quit by their 7th episode. So I got a little lazy and just decided that I didn't want to do the work, and that like I was going to just decide. So you could also like circumvent all of that and just make a decision. I'm not going to give it's how many fucks you have left in your bucket. And there's just certain things that are exhausting. Like you're putting in so much conscious effort into these other areas of your body, into your fertility. Sometimes the lesser things, you get to decide what's lesser. But for me, this could be one of the healing things that someone's like a really big wound for someone. This doesn't feel like that. The other chakras that you worked at were the bigger things. This feels like a lesson. So like, I'm not the one who invented the bucket effects, but like for me, when I started my podcast journey, I was really scared of what people would say. I was really scared about coming out with my abortion story. That's a really big, controversial thing. I decided I didn't have any more fucks to give about that, because I have decided that my story is polarizing. I know that factually. I'm a polarizing person. And I just said, this is going to come from the bucket of no more fucks to give. So that's my advice. Sometimes honestly, this journey can be really tiring. The amount of effort it takes into healing. You can decide. Like, I'm just going to decide, and then it's absolute. Just like sometimes when people break up and I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. Peace out. And we're done. Block. And we're never going to see each other again. Break up with it.
I feel like I'm close. I do feel like I'm close. Yeah.
So I give you permission to, if you don't have a bucket of no more fucks to give, you can borrow from mine.
Okay, thank you.
But the rest of your throat feels really healthy.
Great.
Your ears, though, are a problem. Your ears are closed. I would really like you to listen to people and to yourself differently. I would really like for you to stop listening to people's potential that you find in conversation. Like, there's a difference of finding the good in people and listening for who they are and where they're at that moment. For you, you're in a very precious state. You're not fragile, but like you are also very protective of this incoming baby. And I feel like they're very near, by the way. I think that you could listen to yourself better, meaning like don't, and I feel like this is coming better for you, is I feel like you maybe have intellectualized your feelings before and you're breaking that habit. And if someone says XYZ and you think that that's questionable, hear what they're saying. Believe them the first time that they say something. Don't feel like, well, I'll give them a second chance.
Okay.
Nothing has to be super dramatic. Nothing. You could just don't listen anymore. Don't be accessible anymore. Ears are underrated. I don't think I've ever spoken about this before, but I feel very strongly about ears. I feel very strongly about wombs, because your ears consume so much. You need to make sure that these are clear. So I would definitely be raking your ears.
Okay.
This is really important. I would spend a significant amount of time on this, at 15 minutes, if you can hold your hands that long.
Okay.
Or I would set the intention, like how we cast containers and then make a baby membership when we do our healings. Would set the intention to whoever you pray to and saying, and then listen to frequency music.
Okay.
And say, I'm setting the intention for this time and space to cleanse my ears and clear out and you can say all the bullshit.
Okay.
All the harmful things, all the things that are not meant for me to have heard today. I'm clearing my ears so that my ears are clean and open to me to listen and have discernment with, because essentially, like, I feel our ears are the discernment, is they're placed physically above our throat and our hearts. That's the first line of discernment of deciding what is for you and what is not, that's external.
Okay.
Because and then it goes down into and then it goes into your brain, and then you instantly start to think of what you want to say or respond with.
Yeah.
And then you decide how you're going to feel about it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So then you can decide with your brain, who do you want to have access to your ear or not?
Okay.
Who are you letting your ear to?
Okay.
Also, just remember, like, the most important person you're ever going to hear is you.
Yeah.
So make sure you're listening to yourself, that too.
Okay.
So yeah, does that help?
Yes.
I feel like baby has been sending you signs, but they're very subtle. I would like to lend yourself to believe that you can hear through your ears.
Okay.
Psychically. Have you ever heard of clairaudience?
No, I don't think so.
It's okay. So the clair abilities are the psychic abilities, with your senses, like taste, hearing, feeling, knowing. So clairaudience is clear hearing, and that's essentially my main skill. And then the second one, I have claircognizance, and then I have clairsentience, which is clear feeling.
Okay.
And the only one where I can smell, which is clear aliens, I believe is how it's pronounced, is I get that only with my dad. Occasionally, sometimes it's happened 2 or 3 times in readings. I've smelled like tobacco or cigarette smoke or something like that. I've never tasted anything. And clairvoyance is the seeing. Claircognizance is clear knowing. So that's like a lot. That's the most common one for people who just say that they're intuitive, but that means you're psychic. The clear is like, I just know that we have to turn left. I know that we can't go right now. It's not a good idea. I don't know why. I just know that I'm not going to go tonight, whatever. That's knowing. So that's claircognizance. I'll send you this article after.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
but I feel like yours is clairaudience.
Okay.
That's why this is coming up. And they want to talk to you that way.
Interesting. Yeah. Because I'm always trying to look for something. You know what I mean? Like,
this is it. So in the past, when I've heard speak on the other side talk to me, it's been in different. I have had different voices. When I've had God talk to me, when I've had my spirit guides talk to me, and then when I got my Reiki guides, I commanded that they talk in my voice, because when I've heard other voices, it's freaked me out.
yeah.
I don't like that.
No.
I'm like, listen, this is already weird enough for me. I am a weird person. I know that, like, it's already weird that, like, my life path in the journey and the things I've overcome, but then, like, so what do you do for a living? Oh, I help people make Reiki babies, and I talk to the dead people. And I talk to spirit babies. Like for a long time, like when I was first developing my mediumship, it was people who passed away prominently, and then it transitioned to spirit babies. So you want to command with this gift, they speak to you in your own voice, but they also make their presence known to you. So there is a distinction. All you have to do is ask. Literally, you can say it out loud like you say a prayer.
Okay.
It's not like a super big thing. You just say, I'm open to receiving your voice in my ears, but use my voice and let me know in a subtle way that it is you speaking and not me. Because, like, how would you know? So for me is I get a ringing in my ear right before it's supposed to come. I'll get a sensation down the right side of my body. It's always my right ear. I'll get a sensation, and sometimes I get a compliment. So this might open up another psychic ability. For me, I also get images. So it's the vision. So, and it flashes for me. I usually get symbols that goes along with it. So you'll probably unlock another psychic ability.
Okay.
It takes practice.
Yeah.
But this is how your spirit baby is showing that they want to talk to you.
That was one of my questions.
Yeah, that's how they want to talk to you.
Okay.
They want to talk to you and avoid me. It's like they will talk through me, but they want to talk to you. Like they want to talk to you.
Okay.
Through you. I need you to get a good chunk of clear quartz. This feels like girl energy to me, and she's sitting on your left shoulder. This is very good. I need you to get a good chunk of clear quartz. Let me see if I have any. There's a piece in here. I'm going to show you. Here we go. Like this. He's showing
okay.
me. So this is not, this is a pretty clear piece of crystal. I don't know. This is not a polished stone, but it's cut very nicely.
Yeah.
So it's clear. So it's, I might call this a tower. Clear quartz holds Reiki very well.
Okay.
So like in all of my Reiki training, clear quartz is, so you could charge this crystal and carry it with you. Quartz is the best stone because it amplifies everything that you're trying to do. Hold this when you're trying to channel.
Okay.
Or when you sit down to talk to your inner child, when you talk, and this is going to help that psychic ability, it'll accelerate it, expand it, strengthen it, all the good things. That's what this stone does.
I love it. Also,
yeah, and this is cheap. It's like $5, $4.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be very expensive. Well, that's US dollars. I don't know how much it is in Canadian. Let me specify that, because I know the conversion rate can be a little tricky. So I like these. I like having big chunks because I like to hold, sometimes when I'm healing, I like it to hold my hand. I like palm. Yeah. So clear quartz. Do not get, bigger doesn't always mean better when it comes to crystals. They all serve their purpose. Pick the crystal that you feel drawn to.
Okay. Yes.
I want you to do that today or tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I can today. I have the day off.
That feels good to me. And then I feel like your third eye is opening. Like you are starting to trust yourself. It's between your brow. But I feel like you need to make a list of your instincts and all the good things that you've decided. I feel like this is new territory for you. Like trusting your intuitive nature. I feel like you've sat in like your decision making of logic for a very long time, and that muscle is very good, but it's also very square. So this part where you're intuitively feeling to make a decision, checking in with yourself, checking in with your inner child, checking in with checking in with you and how you're feeling before you make a decision is new. So this is going to take practice. So just like give yourself grace with it. I would Reiki this too. It does not feel closed, but it feels like it's like opening, like it's blossoming. And your crown feels very strong. So the areas for me are your ears are closed. Your throat needs the back of the chakra cleared. Your spirit baby wants to use your ears and talk to you. Okay. And then your crown is open. I feel like Archangel Michael's very close to you, so use that too. Okay. Your spirit baby is close. Your spirit guides are back. I see 3 spirit guides. If you want to use them, but they're not your first line of defense. Your spirit baby's like, use me, and Archangel Michael's like, use me. Okay. But you can bring them in. You can give them permission. I don't want you to tell me the questions, but did all of your questions get answered? Or most?
To be honest, yeah. I think.
Okay, great. Then I like this new way of doing things because that makes me feel like it's easier for me to connect. So the energy that I get so I'm getting girl energy. She's reserved, but in a good way. Reserved, not meaning like, so sometimes people might think that reserved people or quiet people are shy. No, but some people just like to be with themselves, or they like a lot of privacy. She's very sweet, somewhere between being polite, loving order, but also feeling like silly.
That's like me and then my partner. I'm like the serious one and my partner is the silly one.
I feel like she is, it feels very, very close, very warm. The question that comes up for me is, will you let her in? Let her in.
And letting her in is like doing everything like Reiki
No,
and
it's doing less. No.
doing less.
Like
Okay.
you can work on all those things we talked about. Letting her in is like envisioning her as a person, and like just like how you would with the inner child, envisioning like you hugging her, envisioning holding her, and in those moments talk to her and have us pause. So like you could say, I invite you in. Give her a name, like name her, like choose a name with your partner if that feels aligned for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I would say, all right, I want to know you. I give you myself. I create the space for you, and then just hold space and see what you hear.
Okay.
And say like, tell me about you. I want to know you and see what comes up. See how your body feels. Because remember, you are not just one clear psychic ability. See what comes up.
Okay.
If you feel coldness on the back of your legs, the back of your arms, like here,
Mm-hmm.
that's her presence. That's subtle things. If you get goosebumps, their presence and them confirming is not a very dramatic thing. It's a very subtle thing. And just say, and then wait to hear. You will hear something. I'm almost 100% positive of it.
Okay.
And trust what comes to your head. The first thought is that when you ask a question and you're waiting for a receipt, the first question is them, or the first response, the first thought is them in their response.
Okay.
And be open. The second will be your ego.
Mm-hmm.
So believe the first thought.
Okay.
And then if you do this exercise and you're confused, come back to me, ask me.
Okay.
Usually 2 or 3 times you're going to hang of it. The first time might be bewildering, or she might blow it out of the park for you. And then that's when you can say a second question. Okay, thank you. And to say, I'm so grateful you're here. I'm so excited to be your mom. Like tell her all the things you would tell her if she was Earthside. This connection and these small exercises is actually going to be the building blocks for her to let you know when she is in Plan Z.
Okay.
Like when she's been conceived. Have you read the Spirit Babies book?
Yes.
Okay, so you know about the cradle?
Yep.
Okay. I want you to go to like page 185, not to be quite specific. It talks about Kundalini energy. And the Reiki that you're attuned to is Kundalini Reiki.
Right.
And it's talking about how the serpent energy of the Kundalini goes up your spine. Revisit it now that you're Reiki attuned to Kundalini and reread that section. It's very powerful after you've done it. You're going to have a lot of aha moments. You could also Reiki. I forgot about this. You could also Reiki yourself, meaning like your crown or ground yourself with your ankles would be good enough for just a few minutes and then do it. You could also have like your hands and you could Reiki and envision like while you're waiting, you can just say, I'm going to Reiki us and let her come into the Reiki.
Okay.
Reiki's super powerful. When you're doing your inner child, I forgot about that. You can say Reiki flow, Reiki flow, Reiki flow, because the Reiki will go past, present, future. Receive her and just like see what happens. Let it unfold.
Okay. I love that.
Did you lose an uncle? There feels like uncle energy or like godfather energy, meaning like, so she's with like a tall man, like very tall, and this person is very loving. It feels like family friend, uncle, godfather kind of vibes. Not like Godfather the movie, but like, you know what I mean? Like I've never even watched it, but like a kind person, a kind, person that would have helped. Like there's that energy with her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ask your husband.
Okay.
It may not be yours.
Yeah, because I can't think.
And I think that they wear glasses. Non-smoker.
It's funny. This is the first time that you've said like girl energy. Usually I get boy.
It feels like girl energy.
That's
Sorry.
good.
I also get gender wrong. That's one thing I get is gender wrong. A lot. Like, so a lot of other things, like your like psychic abilities, wound blockages, what you need to heal, always spot on. But gender, 100%, I will, not 100%, but like it's per 50% wrong. But like the accuracy of like what they're going to say or what they're going to do or like that is never wrong.
Right.
But I will always be very open. Yeah, like, yeah, I get gender wrong all the time. It's very proven that I get it wrong. But the things that they're going to say or like the things that how they want to communicate with you is usually not wrong.
Love that.
Do you feel complete in the session?
Yes, I really do. I feel great.
And your crown's open, by the way. That's all good.
Which is never, it's never open, my crown. My
yeah, you're doing a really fantastic job.
Thank you. Yeah.
I feel like, yeah.
I feel like it's, yeah. I feel like I'm close to, and like
it feels like
I'm
too.
ready, and
I can't wait for 102.
I love
You'll be
102. That's great.
I know. We just got 101 this week, a couple of days ago.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah,
I love that.
Me too. Okay, so you got your assignments. Report back to me.
Yeah.
Let me know how it goes.
Okay.
Just I'm going to ask you a few questions just for the pod to wrap up the interview. How do you feel Reiki has changed your life? Well, besides this conversation that we have very evident, but like, how would you describe what Reiki and joining the Make a Baby membership has changed your life in your pursuit of having a baby?
Yeah, I feel like it's grounded me. I feel like I'm finding out more about myself, you know, and focusing on myself, but I do feel like it's definitely grounded me. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. I would never go back.
I love that so much. I love that. And practicing Reiki, like having the ability to do Reiki since you've gotten Reiki attuned in the membership, what has that done for your day-to-day life?
I think, you know, I'm in a my job is very stressful at times. And so just being able to, you know, if I'm going to the washroom, just to kind of say like Reiki flow, and then it grounds me, right? And then I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can go back out and deal with whatever issue is happening.
I love that. It makes you like more functional, but also with like without fear of like how this is going to turn out. I love that so much. Well, thank you so much for being here. And for anyone that's listening, if you want to join the Make a Baby membership, be friends with Nicole and me and have a Reiki baby and learn Reiki and heal your womb, you get 3 free days inside the Make a Baby membership. Links in the show notes. And until next time, my friends, let the Reiki flow. Frustrated being told you are fine by your doctor, exhausted from negative pregnancy tests every month, wanting a deeper connection on your fertility journey with your spirit baby? The Make a Baby membership is exactly what you need. Using Reiki will help you connect to your spirit baby, heal the trapped emotions blocking fertility, and support you in our life-changing community. With over 90 Reiki babies, we invite you to try the Make a Baby membership for free. Check it out in the show notes. Let's get you pregnant.